So here we are in Central Texas, Texas Hill Country, Zone 8. And if you watch any of my videos, you'll hear me say that a lot, Zone 8. And some people may say to themselves, what is he talking about when he's talking about a zone? And it's really kind of a simple process that was set up years ago. I believe that was done by the Department of Agriculture, and there's other people who put out that information. But to give you an example of how it works, Zone 3 would be up in the northern part of the United States, like, say, North Dakota would be Zone 3. And as you go further south, that number gets larger. So if you go down into, say, Nebraska, that may be a Zone 4, Zone 5. And as you get further down, about 150 miles north of here is Zone 7. This is Zone 8. If you go down around San Antonio, Texas, south of here, that's Zone 9. And if you went all the way down in the United States, down to Miami, I believe that is Zone 10. So the reason I tell you that is those zones will delineate the time of year when there's the first freeze and the last freeze. And you can think of that as a bookend. So the very first freeze is a bookend, and the very last freeze in spring is where the bookend begins there. So if you're in Zone 10, there's going to be a very sliver of small where the bookends are close together, and there may not be a freeze at all. If you're in Montana, that first freeze may be mid-September, and the last freeze may be late May or early June. So the bookends are further apart, and your growing season outside is shorter. Now we use high tunnels out here, as you can see behind me, and those are season extenders that get us past those bookends. So wherever you live, that's always a good rule of thumb for your planting season, is to look at the zone. I could show you a graph online, but I'll tell you, just go to your browser, whether you Google or wherever you look, click in growing zones, United States, or wherever you live in the world. You can click and see your growing zone and see exactly the time of year when it's best for certain plants to thrive and do well within that zone. Vegetables for sure, because that's what we raise here at Whirlwind Family Farm, our vegetables, a few blackberries as well. So this time of year for us, which has been very cold, we right now, this first week of January, we've been in the 20s at night. We're barely cracking 40 degrees today. So for us, not that that is that unusual for January, but it is definitely our cold season. That's when we get a lot of little odds and ends done. Certain hoses and different drip lines that can be replaced. This fence line that's behind me right here gets a lot of weeds in the summertime. Once they get frozen, it's much easier for me to go in and pull those out and clear up this fence line, our deer fence. So whatever zone you live in, check it out. That will be a guide for you as we start in these weeks ahead and start preparing for those backyard gardens or market gardens. And on this channel, what we like to do is take you further along in that gardening process. So thanks for checking out our video. Check out your zone as you prepare for this new season. We have a couple of videos that we know you're going to like. We have hundreds of videos you can watch that will take you further along. We've got a video that's going to be over here that YouTube suggests of ours that we made, and we have one of our most recents that'll be over here. So blessings over you, your family, your garden. Talk to you soon from Whirlwind Family Farm.